Hello there. So today I decided to try something different on my channel. Normally I do like travel videos, but I kind of want to branch out and do different things, and this is my channel and I do what I want. So I thought that story time might be fun. And what better way to start story time than with how I became a massive Star Wars nerd. A massive Star Wars nerd. So when I was a kid, when I was really little, I should say. I should start off with when I was really little. I was absolutely not allowed to watch Star Wars. And only a Sith deals in absolutes. But I was a really good kid, and I obeyed my parents to a T. I did not watch anything I wasn't supposed to. None of that stuff. And before people start freaking out, like, why weren't you allowed to watch Star Wars? It was because my parents thought that the aliens and possibly Darth Vader would scare me. They didn't want me to have nightmares, so they were looking out for me. And so I don't hold anything against them. I love my parents. And so I absolutely obeyed my parents. They're good parents. I love them. And I didn't know what Star Wars was, though. I just knew that Star Wars was off limits. I was not allowed to view the Forbidden Jedi texts. Star Wars was off limits. I think the only character that I even knew slightly who it was Darth Vader. I didn't know who he was. I was very little. It's very small. I did not know who Darth Vader was. So one day, my parents were making dinner, right? And somebody, I don't remember who, decided to leave little Padawan me in a room by myself with a TV and a remote. And I think they left it on probably Disney Channel or Nickelodeon. And they left the room. And they told me, go ahead, watch what you want. And I'm guessing, I think I know who it was that left me in the room, but I don't want to call them out on it. They're not going to get in trouble. We're all adults. And so I was left alone, and probably the scenario was that I had already seen whatever it was on Disney Channel or Nickelodeon, and I didn't want to watch it again. I didn't want to watch Rugrats episode 54 again. I don't know what it was. And so I decided to turn the channels, like anyone would when there's nothing on TV to watch. And now this was before Netflix and YouTube and the plethora of things that we have to watch today. It was basically TV or VHS tapes. And so I decided to turn the channel. I was a little kid, and I ended up turning it way past where Disney Channel was. Like, way past. And I remember I ended up on TNT. And lo and behold, on TNT, there was one of the coolest things my young eyes had ever witnessed. 'Twas a laser duel between two dudes. Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. And I thought that was so cool. I had no idea what was going on. I just saw glow sticks on the screen and two guys duking it out with glow sticks. It was awesome. And I was entranced. I was like, this is awesome. I have to watch more of this. And then eventually I got called down for dinner. I had no idea what it was. And eventually I got called down for dinner. And I forgot about it. And I ate my food. And I went back to my room. And I turned the TV on again. Except it was at a different part. And whatever it was that was happening on the screen, I thought was boring, so I turned it. I wasn't watching it anymore. A few hours later, I turned it back. And I saw two dudes duking it out with glow sticks. And it was awesome. It was Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. And I was, again, entranced. I thought this was cool. And I wanted a lightsaber so bad. I didn't know what it was, but I wanted one. And then eventually I got bored again because little kids do not have the longest attention span. They just don't. And so I probably turned it back to Disney Channel or whatever. And then a little while later, I turned it back again. And I was watching it. And then the commercial hit. And it said, "The Star Wars Marathon continues." And I was like, oh no. Oh no. Star Wars is off limits. Oh no. Like, I felt so bad. Little me felt so bad for watching Star Wars. And so I turned it off. And I didn't tell anybody. And I didn't say anything. I harbored that secret for many years. And then, a few years later, the prequels came out. And I wanted to watch the prequels so bad. But again, my parents, no comprende. They did not want me to watch Star Wars still. They thought it would scare me. And all my friends were watching Star Wars. They had all seen the original Star Wars already. So all my friends were talking about Star Wars. I had friends that had little Star Wars backpacks. And I wanted to watch those prequels really badly. But again, I was a good kid. And I wasn't going to go behind my parents' backs and watch Star Wars. So I just had to deal with the fact that the commercials were as far as I was going to get for Star Wars until I was older. Didn't know when older was going to be. But until I was older, I was not allowed to watch Star Wars. And in those commercials, there was one character that stood above the rest. And I decided that he was going to be my favorite. That's right. Jar Jar Binks. I am 100% serious. I adored Jar Jar Binks. He was the coolest thing I had ever seen in that 1-minute commercial. Or 2 minutes. I don't know how long those commercials were. My mom did not want me to feel left out. Because all my friends were watching Star Wars. And I was not allowed to watch Star Wars. So my mom would buy me the toys. So I wouldn't feel left out. And boy, oh boy, she got me a ton of Jar Jar Binks. Because I loved him. She thought he was incredibly stupid. But she knew that I loved Jar Jar Binks. I thought he was the coolest. And then, years passed. And finally the day came when I was allowed to watch Star Wars. And my heart raced because I was finally allowed to go on that journey that so many others had gone on before me. To a galaxy far, far away. And I decided to watch them in order of release. Not by prequels, then original trilogy. And I am, to this day, very proud of myself for doing that. So I watched A New Hope, and I loved it. I immediately decided that Obi-Wan Kenobi was my absolute favorite character of the original trilogy. And Han Solo followed right after. So Obi-Wan and Han Solo. And then a certain Mandalorian crossed the screen, and I thought he was cool. And I wondered why he didn't have that much dialogue. But he was still cool. Every moment that Boba Fett was on that screen, I was watching him. He was cool. He looked cool. He sounded cool. I liked him. And then I watched The Empire Strikes Back. And I thought, this is even better than the first one. How can it be that this one is better than the first one? And to this day, Empire is still my favorite.